Goblin House Studios.
Welcome to our actual play tabletop podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of our tabletop podcast. I'm Matt, and I play Shrimp Stomp.
I'm Spook Jam, and I play Gallia Delaric.
I'm Jojo, and I play Ninx.
I'm Bianca, and I play Leilathia.
Hey everyone, I'm Cody, and I play Thornton.
And I am Adam. I will be our game master. Well, when we last left off, our poor, unfortunate group had just defeated a whole gang of kidnappers in black robes who were trying to abduct a woman who was choking from a magical collar that had been placed around her neck. Our heroes succeeded in doing this. They were able to defeat them and rescue the woman. And Shrimp Stomp, after appealing to Umaira, the Radiant Mother, was able to break the magical collar that was choking Delsinora. When Shrimp Stomp broke the collar, there was enormous release of energy. Purple arcs of lightning, it looked like, stormed around the characters and inflicted upon each of them a magical mark that corresponded to one of the segments on the collar that was choking Delsinora. Now, the party is very concerned about what these might be and what they might mean. Fortunately, though, their heroism in saving the woman allowed them to be granted entrance to the city of Ramos. The city guards were effectively pleased by what they had done, trying to save the day at least. And they have declared the characters good to go, and they are welcome now in the city of Ramos. When we left off, they were staring at the city gates and ready to take the next step of their journey. So this particular gate to the city has a huge portcullis that's been raised. There are several guards posted near the gate, and they are watching the party kind of leerily, muttering to each other under their breath, "Who are these weirdos that are coming into our city? What are all of you up to as you go in there?"
I'm like just kind of limping in. So every now and then, like hanging on to like Galaric's side, like kind of steady myself.
This dude's like dying.
Oh, oh, he can do it.
I have my fox next to me, and I'm just curiously looking as I'm walking.
You probably haven't gone in many big cities, if any.
I'm picking up weeds and flowers and stones, doing my normal.
Just running around.
Rummaging. Shrimp Stomp's trudging slowly because he thinks he's failed again.
No.
And scratching his brand.
It's okay. We can hold hands.
Oh, adorable party hand-holding going on here. Well, as you enter the city gate, the guards let you pass. They've been given a heads up. And you see an amazing scene before you, those who have not seen the city before. Spread out before them, around Arino Bay, is an enormous city. There are glittering spires, domes, just an endless sea of buildings. People of every creed, color, species, packed through the streets, selling their wares, loitering. You have urchins running around, picking people's pockets, and several guards here and there, watching the party carefully.
Oh yes, but no goblins.
No goblin.
There's only one goblin in this city. And his name is Shrimp Stomp. Okay, what's your first task? What are you looking to do?
We need to find an inn so we can have we need to find a place to have a long rest so that Thornton can rest up and heal up.
mean, if I can just get a potion, I think I would do.
Nah,
Well, we also need to replenish our spell slots and everything.
Galliot definitely wants to get the blood off of him.
I bet.
Everyone's a bit tired. It's been a long morning.
It's probably at midday now, or even a bit later.
Here, I thought I was going to be well on my way out of the city.
Marched right back into it.
Marched right back into it. Oh.
Well, what kind of an inn are you going to look for? Some of you have been in the city before. Are you going to ask around or look for an inn?
I think Galliot's the only person here that would know where
You might know.
one is.
Let's. I think we should ask one of these kind guards whether we can find an inn, unless any one of you know of a place. Oh.
I think Galliot's gonna stay silent, just like, okay, let's talk to the guards, I guess. It's like supporting 2 people right now, so it's a little stressed about that.
Okay. There's several guards nearby.
You there, lad.
Aye, Master Dwarf, what can I do for you?
Do you know where we could find a place to rest?
Aye, there's many. If you go right down this street, and right down there, you'll see an inn called the Dragon's Egg.
Aye, the Dragon's Egg. And, about how far would you say it is? Oh, sorry.
You look injured, sir.
Oh, it's nothing.
3 blocks. Right down that road.
Well, thank you.
You can't miss it.
Going to start turning around to kind of like my leg gives out from under me and I'm kind of falling. Sorry, it happens all the time.
Sir, what are you doing with that creature?
What
Goblin.
Hello!
So he's
Going to find an inn.
We're going to find an inn.
We're injured.
You vouch for this creature?
I do.
Very well then, be on with you.
I pull myself back up.
Nate does her normal thing and runs up to you and just hands you this random trinket
Just like flowers or something.
and then runs off.
He looks at it trying to understand what just happened to him. But by the time he looks up, y'all are gone.
I love the idea of just Ninx just zigzagging around us. Or
Just this little mushroom.
Yeah, this little mushroom ran out. Thank you!
Galliot's like holding your hand and like trying to support you at the same time. Just like,
Oh, is that a piece of hay on
Hovering.
the ground? Oh, it's only got a little fleck of poop at the end.
Snap that bit off. Keep the rest. Alright, you head in the direction the guard said. Sure enough, you see a large wooden building with a sign that says the Dragon's Egg. And the door is open.
Come, let us go in. I'm gonna.
we just like waddle in.
I'm right there. Okay!
Bring the chaos. Might as well.
It's like, hold on. I'm gonna pull that parcel that I had and like kind of use it to as a makeshift.
Which is your hammer.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tonk.
you can use it as like a makeshift crutch.
Well, being midday, there's basically no one in this inn. There is one man sweeping the floor. He ceases sweeping and looks up at your gathered group, quite surprised. What can I do for you?
We are looking for rooms.
I have them for you. You look wounded, Master Dwarf.
I'm a little beat up. Nothing to worry about.
Just like throws up.
Oh, is that blood?
Oh, okay. I'll fetch my wife to draw a bath for you. Give me just a moment.
Hey.
Take a seat anywhere here. Rest your bones for a moment.
I'm just gonna like slouch against the bar and like drop to the floor. Oh, yes, this is nice.
You hear sounds of talking in the back, and he comes back out. It'll take her a moment to heat the water, but
Hey, thank you.
we'll
Thank
get
you.
you taken care of.
My friends, I'll pay for our rooms today. I feel like it's partially my responsibility that we're here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Link's hands up, runs over again. Gives you a trinket.
Thank you. I've always wanted a pebble.
I love it. He just blows a big cloud of smoke in your face.
I'm not paying for you.
Rude.
Rude.
Your fox paces the floor, is smelling it, trying to get a feel for this place.
Sneef snarfing around.
Smurfing around. After a moment, a woman comes back and says, "If you would like a bath, it's right beyond here."
Yes. I'm gonna pick
What?
myself up and follow her.
You need one too.
Emily,
No, I do
I
not.
went over and tell Shrimp Stomp what a bath is.
We explain it to him
Oh my
Sweet
god, that
queen.
sounds awful.
on
We must
purpose.
save him from the torture.
That's what some people do.
We enjoy it. Being clean.
It's with some cultures. Not
It's insulting.
Sure, bud.
If you don't have a fragrance, then you have no stature.
Nice fragrance.
No, that means you're weak.
Like roses and petals.
Weak! Strength and stench.
Mahogany wood. Just start listing off soap names. Cedar and pine.
No. Mud, earth,
Fresh winter.
sweat, filth. Drives away your enemies, makes you stronger.
I come up and pat him. I walk off.
No trinket for you.
No trinket for you.
Now you have like goblin grease on your hand. Oh.
Like this slime, it's like attaching you for a second.
And I rub it.
It's like stretchy cheese.
Oh.
God.
No.
All right. No. Anyways. Just...
A line of snot.
Anyways.
Literally gagging on the. It's tactile. The woman shows you to a narrow room just filling with steam, with several copper tubs in it, completely devoid of any privacy. But she's filled up several bathtubs with this hot water. Who needs a bath?
Shrimp Stomp panics.
Just to my room, please.
In a different direction, they take you up some stairs. A collection of very small rooms that are private.
I wander around my room, and because I've never been inside of a building before,
Not a proper one.
and especially not welcomed to be inside of one. And I kind of I wander around and I open like little cabinets and the chest at the foot of the bed and just kind of figuring out why and the reason of everything. And I go ahead and I just kind of take off the gear that I'm wearing and pile it up on the floor and curl up on it and start to sleep. Just completely
Very comfy sounding.
completely ignore the bed and everything else. Nothing makes sense except sleeping on my clothes.
It's like a puddle of grease around your clothes.
It just takes form of him. And him.
It oozes out.
That's enough.
The rest of you, what do you do?
I'm gonna go to my room and wait for more of a alone time to take a shower or a bath. Sorry. My bath.
Ye old medieval shower.
Make sure that my fox is comfortable before I go in.
He stretches out on the ground, paws forward and paws back, and just lays his ear back and rests a moment.
Thornton is going to not Thornton. I am going to climb into one of these tubs.
I think it's more that Thoradin is going to climb into this tub.
Yeah. I'm just going to climb into one of these tubs, like strip off my clothes, and just like soak in this warm water. Just, oh.
They make a tick mark in the
Shit, it's 1.
Nope, we're up to 2.
Oh, we're up to 2.
He partially disrobed after to show the
Oh,
mark in
yeah.
his chest to see it.
And yeah, I'm going to sit there and relax for a little bit, but eventually I'm going to like look down at this, like I assume it's kind of glowing,
It has a slight glow to it.
and just like I'm like,
It's not like an
Peck at it.
Iron Man glowing
Yeah.
thing. It has a slight glow.
I asked the innkeeper, do you have a compost pile?
Is that going to be your bit?
No, to get rid of the onions.
We didn't even use the onions.
Yeah, so
A waste of crime.
But the
So-
onions were bad to begin with.
that's why I said I'm gonna add them I'm gonna feed them back to the earth.
When you go to ask him that, his wife is whispering to him, and you can kind of hear it. She's basically saying, "Why, in the name of Satolan, is there a goblin in our inn? Why did you let him in? We're gonna have to just demolish that whole room." He's like, "It'll be fine. We'll deal with it." Yes, a compost pile, you said? In fact, there is one in the alley.
And I go and I stop and I say, he's not as bad as you think. And I just walk off.
Yes, sir. Yes, young man. We're glad to have him. Thank you.
We panned his shrimp stomp, just politely sleeping on his clothes.
And then I deposit the onions and then I ask if they have a handkerchief or something for me to like make a hammock.
Because that's all you need is a handkerchief. Since you're tiny. There's bedding in the rooms in the bed. You could turn that into a hammock.
Okay. I go up to my room and I slip off one of the pillowcases.
There you go. Like, perfect.
And I shimmy up the wall, one of the posts, and hang it from.
Are you the size of like a small Pokemon?
He's 2 feet tall.
I'm 2 feet tall.
He's tiny.
Damn.
And that's with including the hat.
Okay, so you're like a big version of a fungus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn. That's what you are now. It's a little fungus.
I'm a fun guy.
Galliot, what are you doing?
Gallia very much just stayed in like the bathhouse, and he's just scrubbing at everything. It's like he has to be clean.
To get all the horror off
Yeah.
of him of what he just experienced.
It's very much like if I'm clean, nothing happened. No one knows.
It erased the experience.
Exactly.
Okay, how long are y'all going to stay in the inn?
What time does one of us needs to find out what time the temple opens.
Ooh, yeah.
Nah, you could ask that.
We could break in.
I don't think
You're
we'll
so
get.
bad.
I don't think we'll get what Shrimp Stump wants if we break in.
you're a ranger, not a rogue. Well, so I'm just like soaking in this hot water and like contemplating, like looking at this mark and contemplating what have I gotten myself into. But I intend to stay at this inn at least until the next day.
Until morning.
Yeah, I think that's safest for us to stay through morning.
Yeah. It's like there's a good 30 minutes where Galliot's just scrubbing at his shoulder trying to get the mark off.
It feels very, very, it tingles, it feels numb, but also a little painful at the same time, like little electric shocks.
It's angry.
It's an angry mark. It is. Alright. You stay there the whole day and night. Fully rest up. Thornton, it's for each person, it is 6 silver pieces a night here.
Well, I will pay that. So that comes out to
30 silver.
30
I don't
silver.
have my calculator in front of me.
They're not going to upcharge because of the goblin.
Surprised they're not.
Upcharge because of the goblin.
Yeah. It's gonna be a cleaning fee.
Yeah.
Just out of pure prejudice, the cleaning fee.
Y'all are a big group of armed people, and they just don't know what to do. Did they get in a conflict with you to kick out this goblin, or they're just gonna eat the cost? Everywhere you go, you all have to get down on your hands and knees and scrub shrimp stomp off the floor.
It's like a snail trail.
Oh. Okay, do y'all gather downstairs in the morning?
Yeah.
Yes.
We stayed in the baths all night. It was very pretty.
Hell
Just
yeah.
wrinkly.
Yeah.
So pay them the 3 gold.
He graciously takes it and thanks you for your stay.
Hey,
Do you want to ask him anything before you leave?
Do we know where the temple is?
We would not.
Vaguely told that it's in the Erikvindi district.
Excuse me, sir. Can you point us in the direction of the Elmira Temple?
Yes, little one. Go north of here, in the Erikvindi district. It's called the Sowing Temple. It's devoted to Elmira. You can't miss it. It's very large and it's on a hill.
Will Elmira be there?
I don't think I doubt it.
Oh,
I'm afraid I don't know, sir.
okay. Well, thank you anyways.
You're welcome. You all can leave and have a good day. I can't keep his voice consistent. I will.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We'll get out of your
I
hair.
run up to him and his wife, and I tell them thank you, and I give them a large precious stone.
Ooh, he holds it in his hand, wondering,
Which
why
to
are
me
you
it
giving me this?
To me, it was precious because I found it in a riverbed or whatever.
It's probably just a really smooth rock.
His wife rushes up to look at it closer to see how valuable it is. And you don't know what they make of it. All right, you head out into the city again. So if you head north, after a ways, you do see that the city slopes upward a bit, and there is a hill, and on top of it is a gleaming dome. It's like a sand color, and it just stands above and apart from all the buildings around it.
Oh, wow. Is that it? It's pretty.
Very,
is it?
very pretty.
Is that the Temple of Elmira?
It probably is.
The random building.
As you get closer to it, you see that it is ringed with rows of tall trees, slender ones, and there's a winding ramp that leads up to the top of this hill. And okay, is there anything y'all want to do or prepare or discuss before you try to enter the temple?
It sounds like we're gonna get attacked as soon as we step in.
I don't know if you need to freshen up.
I like give some stuff. Are you okay?
Just kind of slide my clothing over the mark.
I'm very nervous. This is where Elmira told me to go, and I'm not sure if I can do what I need to do.
I give him like 2 thumbs up. You can do it.
Thanks.
Well, the people here are probably not going to take very kindly to you. So, be on your best behavior.
Right.
Give him bardic inspiration.
I will do my best and go up there and say what I need to say.
Hey,
And then after that, I don't know.
Just don't be sad if they don't take it the right way.
Well, surely they'll take it the right way. It's for Elmira.
Just
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Let's go.
Sure.
Lelathia, your Moon's Shadow, your fox, rubs up against your leg a bit and looks up at you with a little nod. Lelathia, be careful in here. Humans take their gods very seriously. Just watch your step.
Alrighty, I'll do my best.
You always say that.
What else can I do?
Ahead of you, you see a large ramp leading up. It is lined with these tall, skinny trees, all planted next to one another like a hedgerow. But above it, you can see that one entire side above this ramp is a big relief sculpture. And it shows several people in a field sowing seeds. But central is a much larger figure, larger than all the others, bent over, sowing a seed in the soil, and it's Umaira. And that is why they call this the sowing temple.
Well, I believe we're at the place.
Yes, that definitely looks like her. I met her in a field as well.
She just looks radiant to you and buxom.
Oh, yeah.
He starts like vibrating.
Calm down there.
You go up the ramp, and as you go up the ramp, there's a landing. There are several smaller sculptures and benches with a few devotees sitting on them. And they look at you very cautiously and strange, but they don't say anything or get up. And the ramp continues another direction to get you to the top of the hill. And when you get there, you can finally see the temple clearly. There's a large courtyard, and supporting this big dome are these huge rectangular pillars that are covered in symbols and hieroglyphics. Between them, you can see into the darkened interior of the temple, and there's candles flickering within. And everything is this smooth, polished marble. The lintels above it also have these relief sculptures, showing several images of the Radiant Mother. The two guards step out from behind these trees in red robes, and they hold out their hands to stop y'all from entering the courtyard. Hold there. What are you doing, bringing this goblin to the temple?
Are you saying all folk aren't welcome here?
He makes a strange expression and turns to the other guard. He makes a nodding movement back towards the temple, and that guard immediately turns around and heads back inside. We will let the high priestess decide. He has a spear, like a halberd. He taps it on the ground, folds his arms, and just waits in stoic silence, looking at you.
The Thornton is going to take that a little personally. He's going to pull out his, it's still wrapped, but he's going to, it's very clear that's a very heavy item. He's just going to, hit the ground with it in much the same fashion, just kind of lean on it.
He raises his eyebrow and watches you carefully, but he doesn't change his expression. He must feel safe and secure here on his home turf.
Well, I'll let all of you know. This temple here is nowhere near as grand as the temple to Satoan in Orisenheim.
The guard's mouth opens a little bit in shock. But he closes it quickly and remains stoic.
The best, if you ever want to see the best architecture and stonework, you go to a dwarven city.
Gallia steps a bit closer to Shrimpstomp, just in case so they can't separate us.
And I'm just gonna stare up at this guard. Just my facial features are just arranged in a way that's just challenging to this man.
A smug challenge.
Yeah, just like a smug challenge.
Why are we waiting right here?
Because they don't want to let you in.
What, that's silly? I have a message for them.
From the temple, in between these pillars, come two figures and the guard that went to fetch them. There is a man, also in a red robe, and a woman. This woman is wearing a sheer linen dress with a tangle of gold necklaces and bracelets, and she's wearing a black wig with a bob, and there's golden and pink beads in this wig. She got rubies on her, a ton of bling on this woman, and she kind of has a tannish skin like a Solemne would have from the south, and the pace that she has might fill Shrimp Stomp with a little bit of dread. It's a very quick and angry walk she has, and the man in the red robes is a little bit further behind her, following her. They get up to where you are, and she takes a step back after arriving and puts the linen sleeve of her dress over her mouth and nose. Sorry. What have you brought here to my temple?
Hello, I have brought myself.
It smells worse than it looks.
Oh, thank you very much.
Answer for your presence, creature.
I was sent by Umaira to give y'all a message. Something for all the followers to hear.
She opens her eyes really wide. She has like that Egyptian black and blue makeup, so her eyes look even bigger. She's just shocked at this blasphemy. And both of the guards kind of look down and away nervously. And the red-robed man behind her kind of puts his hand on his chin, really curiously and thoughtfully. That man looks to be about 50, has a tousled gray hair and a laurel crown around his head and kind of stormy gray and blue eyes. Most notably, however, he has a large significant scar on his cheek, and it looks like a symbol almost. And Thoradin and Shrimp Stomp would recognize this as being a goblin symbol that they would carve into their enemy's flesh as a method of torture. So this man must be a veteran from the war and was tortured by goblins. But he's just looking very curiously and thoughtfully and a bit confused at this group.
So Thoradin can't help himself. He looks at this woman, and I tell her, "Well, here I was. I must have been mistaken. Here I thought this was a temple of Umaira, not the temple of. Sorry, what was your name?"
Oh shit! That was some heat.
There's some shade.
She narrows her eyes.
And just like stand up as tall as I can.
She narrows her eyes, almost furious. And one of the guards, the one you were trying to intimidate earlier, he clears his throat and raises his voice a little bit. "This is the High Priestess Akina."
So this is the temple of High Priestess Takina.
She
I'm so sorry, Shrimp Stomp. We must have come to the wrong temple.
Oh, that's weird. There's pictures of Umaira everywhere.
They must be Zakina.
Oh.
When she was younger and not such a bitch.
Oh, yes, you can tell the nub-nubs aren't the same.
Much smaller. You hear Ninks in the background. They're deflated!
But, you, sir, you look to be a far more reasonable sort.
You can never expect what players are going to do.
We told Shrimp Stomp to behave.
Immediately.
She's not even going to listen to his fucking story.
She wasn't going to do it to begin with, so.
That is precise. She lowers her hand from covering her face and just looks so shocked by the gall of these cretins that she points at one of the guards, says something in Solemne, and turns and walks away. And the guard reaches out from his robe. "You must leave immediately." and starts. He and the other guards start pressuring you to leave and go back down the ramp. But when Akina is far enough away, the man in the red robes with the laurel crown steps forward and makes a little gesture to the guards. Hold a moment. My name is Cassius. Why have you come here? And in this way?
Well,
He needed to come. And I point to Shrimp Stomp.
Yes, I have a message to give the followers of Emira. She told me to tell everybody something.
All I know is he picked me up and kidnapped me and said he had to go to the temple because he had something important to say.
We're all just gesturing for you to stop.
Yeah, but I'm trying to...
Paint a picture.
Our little goblin friend here, he says he's met your goddess very recently.
The man rolls back his shoulders, clears his throat, and rests his chin on his hand. This is an insane story, you realize.
I understand, but we all know.
I lived it.
But as we all know, the gods do walk the world.
They do walk among us.
She even gave me this necklace.
I pull out the crystal that's wrapped around my neck.
Will you allow me to see that closer?
I take 2 steps forward and hold it up, still on my neck.
He bends down and looks at it, turns it over in his hand to see a few different angles of it, and lets it go and stands back up. And the 2 guards, they have both of their hands on their halberd. They're like, "Are we gonna kill these guys, or what are we doing here?"
I'm gonna be kind of side eyeing them,
You're gonna get it.
I'll show you who's superior.
Our goddess works in mysterious ways. It would be foolish of me to entirely discount your story, as unlikely as it is. Tell me about Umira, little one.
Oh, she's beautiful and so tall. Oh my gosh. Her hair's so pretty. She smells so lovely. And her nub-nubs were so amazing when she hugged me.
He keeps a straight face, but the guards kind of have an unreadable expression. Like maybe they all know, but they don't talk about it. Go on.
And when I met her, she made me feel better. I was really sad. But she kind of just made it easier to live with my failures and told me to be happy. And then she gave me the message that I need to tell everybody.
And what message was that?
What I was wanting to tell everybody was that I had met the beautiful Amira, and I was sad and alone, but she made me feel her happiness and hugged me to her chest, and she wanted me to tell everyone to be as beautiful on the inside as me. Joy and happiness will heal the world.
As you say the words, as beautiful on the inside as me, one of the guards pleads with the man in red robes, Cassius. Sir, we can't allow this. This is insane. Cassius just hushes him. And he kneels down to get closer to Shrimp Stomp's level. You certainly sound like you believe this story.
Of course I believe it. It's what happened.
I can't think of any motivation a goblin would have to make up such a story.
I definitely wouldn't come here for any other reason. This place is scary.
How did you get permission to enter Ramos?
Well, I tried to save this wizard lady. It didn't work, really, but it kind of worked, but it didn't. And then, because it didn't work, we got branded with these marks. Kind of like yours. But yours is from the Drebdal clan.
That's astute. Let me see this mark.
Shrimp Stomp pulls down part of his clothing and shows his neck.
Cassius kind of winces when he sees it. That is unique. You have quite the problem there.
Yeah, it itches.
He looks over the rest of you. May I ask why you are traveling with this goblin? How do you know him?
We've been best friends since birth.
He needed help along the way. And decided to stick along.
Why did you feel the need to help this goblin?
He was basically being picked on for being a goblin.
It's more or less the same for me. I see you're a veteran of the Goblin Wars 20 years ago.
I am, yes.
Well, I was there as well. And I've met many noble goblin.
Interesting use of the word, but I understand what you mean.
But this one, he seemed much the same sort.
I am forced to defer to the High Priestess's decision. However, for my own part, I must say that your story is compelling. I hope you were able to accomplish your goals, Goblin.
Thank you.
But until the High Priest arrives, I'm afraid you won't be welcome in this temple. Akina has spoken. Who else? Who has a visible mark besides Shrimp Stomp?
I have one on my thigh.
You would be the closest one.
Your thigh is because you have a dress that comes to a point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And does he wear a sleeveless?
It
can't
has
remember.
sleeves.
It has sleeves. So would the mark be showing or not?
No, he could lift it up easily, but no.
So only Leilathia would have a visible mark as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cassie seems to notice this. It appears you were marked as well.
Yes, we all got marked when this incident happened.
How did that happen?
Well, Mr. Shrimpstump here, he was
Quite brave.
quite brave, yes, indeed. He ripped this chain off of the woman wizard's neck, and when it did, it like a burst of magic came out of it, and it knocked me on my arse, hit me with a mark on my chest, went straight through my armor.
That sounds dreadful and dangerous.
It didn't feel good.
You may have a problem there. This temple won't be able to help you, though.
Well, I wasn't expecting this temple to help us.
Where can we go for help?
Well, there is a temple to Vasilia, the Dark Mother. She is, above all others, determined to eradicate disease. I really don't know if this falls under that purview, but perhaps you could see.
It's worth a shot.
It's called Marrow Cove, and it's by the harbor on the water, in the Dorius district. Be warned, that place is not for the faint of heart. The Dark Mother is not like our Radiant Mother.
That just sounds like it's time to be brave.
He makes a silent head motion to one of the guards, and they, alright, it's time to go, gesture and kind of hustle you back down the ramp. Unless you try to cause a scene and fight them or something.
Not this.
Nah, I think we're good.
It's time for violence, Elric.
Yes.
I think this is good enough. I made it to the temple and I said what I needed to say. Perhaps I can do it better later on, somewhere else.
Not that the old bat would listen to you.
Or maybe there's a younger bat somewhere.
She's like 30.
Hold it off.
Before we leave, I tell the guys thank you, and I do my little normal Ninx thing, but instead of this time giving them a trinket, I find a little grassy area and touch it, and mushrooms grow.
Nice. While you do, you find a little dislodged bird's nest that has fallen out of one of the trees. with no eggs in it. You find that in the grass.
I gather it and gently stick it in my little...
It's like a perfect hat.
A little memento of the moment.
Yes.
So, sadly, you all descend the ramp, probably with a very dejected shrimp stomp.
Before we leave, I ask, does anybody know where this temple is?
Hey, we forgot to ask.
Well,
he told you just in general.
do we know where it's
Well,
actually located?
We'll walk around the block. It'll be fine. I don't think they want us here.
Well, do we need to ask?
Yes, we can ask for directions.
Ask
more specific
if one
directions.
if one of the guards could escort us.
I don't believe one of these guards will.
Yeah, they're not
We don't need a guard. I'm sure we'll be just fine.
They're kowtowed by the old whinging bat.
The whinging bat.
She's like 30, but she's had a hard life.
She's had a very easy life.
She's just naturally ugly.
No matter how much gold she spent on her appearance. Galliot would at least know where the Dorius district is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's right on the water, that does narrow it down for you.
He'd know the general direction. He's just hurting y'all from walking the wrong way.
I think Elliot's leading us into a trap.
As Galliot leads you into a trap,
Him and his sailor friends.
Little did you know.
deceitful sailor.
3 hours.
Cannibals.
3 hours later.
Don't worry, all we have to do is kill one of them and Gally will freak out.
All right, everyone. That's going to conclude our episode for today. We look forward to seeing what happens next. Is Shrimp Stomp going to succeed at his impossible task? Is everyone going to be mean to him? Find out next time.
Don't worry, I'll be mean. I'll be mean to them back.
Thank you.
All right. How did y'all feel about that one?
That was good. It was a
It was a good one.
nice little interlude between things happening. So kind of a nice little lull up to we've completed the first main objective that we started out with. It was at least making it to the temple.
Get into city. Check.
If you get real bare bones about it, yeah, you
Yep.
accomplished the goal of arriving.
Yep.
We did the bare minimum.
You unlocked that location on your map.
Fast travel unlocked.
Yes.
Another settlement needs your help.
Oh no, shut up.
So Akina would have had a couple of nuggets of information to provide. It didn't work out that way.
Well, if she wasn't being such a bitch.
Wave of heat coming out of Thor. And just burned her.
Maybe next time don't be such a hard ass.
Literally pushed her out of the scene. You need experience for that.